Yeah, this case has brought frustration among the communities, and lawyers expect to file at least one lawsuit this week for the family of the girl, as they say school officials mishandled this at every turn. They tell me while the boy should not have circulated those photos, the responsibility to keep the girl safe lies on the adults. Now they want them to take accountability.
Seriously, stop the horses.
That's part of the alleged school bus altercation that led to a Lafourche Parish middle schooler's expulsion. The girl, a student at 6th Ward Middle School, just returned to school, but she was only allowed back on probation after her lawyer spent nearly an hour fighting for her at a November 5th school board meeting.
These are AI-generated pictures of the student's face on a nude body. And she was victimized.
She did an excellent job of notifying those who needed to be notified, and adults failed her.
According to her lawyers, the physical altercation was a final straw after a full day of harassment. Lawyer Benjamin Como says there were AI-generated nude photos of her circulating around school. He says the girl went to school officials but was met with what he says was a complete failure to act.
This child tried to do everything that children are taught to do, and that is go to the adults, go to the school personnel, go to the law enforcement officers, go to the guidance counselor. When all three of those fail, a student is left empty-handed.
Como says when the girl was placed on the school bus and the photos were still circulating, she had enough. Como says this clip is only part of the physical altercation. It's unclear where this video picks up the incident. Como says, though, the rest of the interaction is much of the same, and he says the girl's actions didn't constitute such a harsh reaction. Now he wants the expulsion reversed.
No, expulsion is not the correct manner.
But school board members and Superintendent Jared Martin refused to reverse it.
Sometimes in life we can be both victims and perpetrators. Sometimes in life, horrible things happen to us and we get angry and we do things. The video you all watched depicts something that is very difficult to defend.
Regardless of whether the image was real or not, it gave a realistic effect, and therefore it is still sexual exploitation of this child.
But a second set of lawyers for the family is working to ensure that even more accountability is taken. Lawyers Greg Miller and Morgan Young are planning to sue on a basis of sexually hostile environment, failing to comply with Title IX and failing to comply with mandatory reporter obligations.
They almost completely ignored their legal obligations as mandatory reporters. And the whole time in the compound matters, they wouldn't let her speak to her father. Nobody took any action to confiscate cell phones, to put an end to this.
They say not only are the adults shifting the blame, but they say they're also sending a horrible message to young women. The Lafourche Parish Sheriff's Office says a boy in this case was charged in relation to the actions. I reached out to Superintendent Jared Martin to get more information on the physical altercation, the mandatory reporting obligations, and whether the school bears responsibility for the alleged lack of actions that led to this physical altercation. In a statement, they said in part, quote, after reviewing this case, the evidence suggests that the school did in fact follow all of our protocols and procedures for reporting such instances.